So here we are. Good evening to you. Welcome. It is good to see all of you again. I know some of you were having a couple of issues logging in just to get yourselves into the game. If you have been having trouble getting in, when you go into crowd.live and you put in the code, it will ask you for a nickname. If you've played before, it'll ask you if you want to continue with that name, and then it'll ask you to put in your phone number again. Now you can do that very simply. Just click on the American flag, scroll down to Ireland, and then just tap on where all the numbers are. You don't have to delete them or anything. Just type in your number, and if your number is 086 or 087, just type in 86 or 87 and your phone number, and it will take you. Now if you're finding that doesn't work, just go back out and start as a new player. Let's start again. I'll give you a few minutes anyway to get in on that tonight, so don't you worry. We are here right through the evening. Well, don't be here that late if you want to go for a walk tonight. We have our little game starting for you very shortly as well. We have 30 questions as usual, 15, then we take a break, and then we come back. And we've got Carvery Lunch for 2 from the Elly. That is our first prize. Bottle of wine for second, bottle of wine for third, and then we've got dessert. We have dessert. So we have dessert for you. Claire's homemade desserts. 3 of you get that. During the break, I'll ask you to send in your selfies like last week. And last week's selfies are all in the montage during the break. Here we go. So back to full screen. So here we are. Look, I've all my toys, all my new toys. And we got some more new toys as well this week too. I'll tell you about them after. Including bits and pieces to put in my ear. Like that. So I can hear what's going on. So we have lots going on tonight. Thanks for popping in and thanks for being here. If you're not on the crowd.live, you'll find it over on, let me just whiz over here. You'll find crowd.live, pop in the code. I'm just looking for here. OY294 is the code. We've got quite a lot of you going in already. It's great. Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. That is just such good news to have that this week. Lots open on the thing here beside me as well. I've got all the chat panels open. Arlene has her new microphone as well. She's actually over beside me. Let me scroll down here. Hang on a second. I can do that. I can say hello, Arlene. Can you? See, she's got a new microphone. I think we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you fine. Just lean in. So she's working on the social media, and in particular on the chat wall as well for us tonight. So on the chat wall on Facebook, you've got the comments coming in, and we're going to be monitoring them tonight. And also on the messenger for your selfies, and also on the live chat here on YouTube. It's all happening tonight. It's all happening tonight. Turn that down just here. That's it. So if you're in and ready, lots happening. Pennies are reopening. I don't know if you heard the news. Pennies are reopening next week, so there'll be I think queues around the car park for about 2 or 3 miles. Also, I don't know if you saw this, hairdressing. Seemingly there is huge demand for door-to-door hairdressing. It's everywhere. It's rampant. And it's happening everywhere. So we're going to have to reopen hairdressers because this kind of thing is going on. This kind of thing here. I don't know if you can see that. Putting the hair through the letterbox and then getting it pushed out. Now I don't know if that's successful enough, but it's going on. That's happening.
Nice.
Do you think that's good? Would you do that? Would you be desperate enough to do that? I don't know if you did the colour. I'm not sure if you did it.
Yeah, we're still open. Okay.
Same thing,
Still open, yeah.
What were you saying? You were going to ask me to do that?
Yeah, we're still open. Okay.
What's going on? Something else that I was looking at this week as well was the SpaceX. We were talking about when they went up and about the delay and everything else, but they got the rocket back onto the drone ship. I was very impressed with this. I don't know if you saw it. Have it here. What do you think? It comes down and it parks directly on the drone ship. Now that is pretty impressive. I can't even park my van like that. Yeah, and that was completely autonomous. No pilots. It was done remotely from 2,000 miles away. Remote control. The drone ship, incidentally, is it's one of two. There are two of them. The first one they've retired now. It was called Just Read the Instructions, was the name of the drone ship. This one is called Of Course I Love You. There you go, that's the name of it. And the Proton heavy rocket flew back and landed. And they land within 3 meters of this circle on the ship. There it is. Thunderbirds are go. That is pretty impressive, I think. So that was in the news this week as well. So Penny's reopening, hairdressers, what else? Garages. Garages are also reopening as well, all around the place. All the motor dealers are doing it, and they're doing social distancing in the car. If you go for a test drive, they're going to wear a visor. They're going to wear a visor and a mask. I suppose you have to do the same. Anyway, how many people are in now? Let's have a quick look and see if we're getting in there. If you're having trouble, 34 players on the actual system have logged in. If you're having trouble, put it in the comments. Tell me. Go into the live chat. We'll try and help you out, because it's very simple. If you can't get in on the number if you logged in before, pick a new name. Just delete. Start again and put in your number. If it says it's been used, don't worry. Once you do that, it'll reset, because it remembers you. Very good. But we can't keep the numbers. The numbers have to be deleted after every game. It's just the way the thing works. Presume it's to do with privacy and all the rest of it. But I need them, because if you win, I don't know who half of you are. I mean, like, you use all sorts of names. So I have to be able to contact you to give the names to Darren, to say, will you ring them and tell them they've won Carvery Lunch for 2, or a bottle of wine, or dessert, or whatever it is. And, you got to be able to go and collect. So there we are. The Elly's open, by the way, I see Thursday and Friday from 12 to 2:30 for lunch now. So we're getting back. Things are moving along nicely. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we will be able to get back some semblance of normality. Do you like the set, by the way? Do you like the way things are? You know, a lot of new toys, and it's all looking pretty swish. So we get you all in. We'll be starting in a few minutes. So if you're not logged in, let us know, and I'll give you a few minutes to get logged in. So what I need you to do is go to crowd.live, and I need you to enter the code. It's there on screen for you, OY294. Put in a nickname. If you've played before, it'll remember you, and it'll ask you, do you want to play as that name again, or do you want to pick a new one? And then it'll ask you for the phone number. Hit the American flag. Touch the American flag. Now, it takes a while to scroll down to Ireland. Honestly, you could get a Ryanair flight to Gibraltar a lot quicker, but it takes a good while. You can scrolling down to Ireland. When you touch on Ireland, it'll actually open up the 353. That's what you're looking at. Just type anywhere in that panel. You don't have to delete numbers or anything. Just type and put in your mobile number, leave out the O, and it'll be registered, and then we'll be able to contact you. So that's really simple enough. During the break tonight, I'll be playing a little piece of music for you, and we have the selfies from last week, and what I'm looking for is more selfies. If you want to send your selfies, I can put them up in a lovely little montage. During the break, we take a very, very short break. It has to be said. Very, very short break. It doesn't take very long, and we will have a short break after 15 questions and come back for the second 15. We don't keep you all night, we don't do that. So keep them nice and simple. Dessert. There it is. There's homemade dessert. Apple pie. Did you get ice cream with it? I meant to ask. about that. I think you do. I think you might. That's probably custard. But I think it's ice cream as well. Chocolate and walnut brownie. Sounds okay. I mean, I'm not, probably lovely. I mean, but then you get to the Toblerone cheesecake. And we did find out last week that Claire uses 3 Toblerone in every one of those cheesecakes. Now, they don't all make it into the cheesecake, but that's what it takes. 3 big, giant Toblerones to make a cheesecake. So, hope we're in good form. Right, I'm going to stick my little ears on here. And Arlene, are any comments coming in of note that you need to address? Anything happening over there? Not yet. Not as yet. You're all fairly quiet. Fairly quiet. So I don't think I have more should be there. Okay, so are we ready to start? We've got 35 players waiting. Fantastic. That is good. I'm delighted that's about the average, which is pretty cool. If you're not watching, you need to go to the stream on YouTube. Make sure you're watching there. You play on your phone, you watch on YouTube. Now, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because if you're not watching on YouTube, you're not watching me say this. And you probably don't know what blazes is going on. You're sitting there waiting for your phone to do something. So I have that open, and Arlene, we're just monitoring the phone as well, aren't we, just to make sure that everything is coming in nicely on that. Okay, I think we're ready to get cracking. So best of luck. We're playing for Carvery Lunch for 2 in the Elly on Sunday. It's call and collect. You know how this works by now. Call and collect, and it's sold out the last couple of weekends. It's going an absolute storm. Everybody seems to be loving it, so that's a good sign. And certainly it is a good sign to see the pub open once again. So we give you a little counter on this. Do it. I need to remind you to take the time out on your phone. Well, yeah. If you haven't deleted, or not deleted, but if you haven't taken off the lock screen on your phone, will you do so now? Because I need you to just do that for me very, very quickly. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. I have a little graphic just to show you over here. On this side. It's over there. It's over there. So all you do is on an iPhone or an iPad, just go to display and brightness in your settings. It's halfway down. And just tap on that and set it to none, if you will, and your phone will stay off. It won't go off on you. A few of you were saying last week and the week before, my phone went off and I couldn't play. By the time I got it working again, you were on 2 questions ahead and I had no chance of winning. So just disable the lock screen. If you're on an Android device, all you do is go to your security settings. So settings, security, and down to lock screen and hit never. Just simple as that. Now, I can go back to share screen again, and we can have a look at what we have here in front of us. So I have a little countdown to give you a heads up, and then we will see how long it takes, because last week I think you had time to Google. I know you had time to Google, because a certain person told me you had time to Google, and thanks Caroline for that, because only for you, Caroline, I wouldn't have known. So well done, Caroline. So I've lessened the timer tonight because there's an 8-second delay between the time you get the thing on your phone and the time I press the button. So there's an 8-second. So you actually get time plus 8 seconds. Time to Google. I am disgusted. So let's start. Let us start with the timer. So we will start the timer. You'll see it on your screen here. It's starting in 15 seconds, 10 seconds. We're going to start the game, and we'll see how we get cracking on this tonight. I'm going to put my earpiece in. Just a second. There we are. So I can actually hear what's going on. Now, here we are. Oh, we were just talking about this. SpaceX mission to the International Space Station. Now, I want to know, what are the names of the astronauts? What's the names of the astronauts? The names of the astronauts, please. Start the timer. You've already had way too much time. Is it Douglas and Robert, Scott and Virgil, Steve and David, or Paul and Barry? Vote now and we'll see how you get on. Go on. You know what to do. Get your votes in. I see some votes coming in. 29 have voted so far. Come on, hurry up. You've only got a few seconds. I have 29 answers. Some of you didn't answer on that one. Either you weren't paying attention, or I went too fast for you. I'll find out shortly, I'm sure. Let's see how you are. Well, 59%, over half of you, 17 said Douglas and Robert. 17%, 5 of you, thought it was Scott and Virgil. 6 of you, or 21%, thought it was Steve and David. And 1 of you thought it was Paul and Barry. Well, Paul and Barry Elliott, the Chuckle Brothers. So it wasn't them. Okay? 6 of you thought it was Steve and David. Steve and David are the Flynn brothers, the happy pair out in Greystone. Not them. They're not in space. They wish they were, but it's not them. Scott and Virgil. I think some of you probably know the answer to this. Thunderbirds are go. The Thunderbirds, no, not them. It is Douglas and Robert. It's Douglas G. Hurley, Liz's dad, I think, and Robert L. Benkin is his name. There you are. Up there on the International Space Station at the moment, anyway. So that's question number 1. I'm not going to do the board for now. I'm just going to say 59% of you are absolutely splendidly right. Here is question number 2. Which Republic of Ireland manager was born in Crumlin? Oh, now that could be tricky. Was it John Giles, Stephen Kenny, Brian Kerr, or Owen Ham? Which Republic of Ireland manager was born in Crumlin? John Giles, Stephen Kenny, Brian Kerr, Owen Ham. This kind of ties in with the fact that we're doing something next week and the week after for the Dublin 15 Food Bank. We've got virtual bingo coming. I'll tell you more about that. You're going to be very excited to hear about this, actually, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And we'll be starting virtual bingo. And we're doing a Dublin 15 quiz, which has the history of Dublin 15. It's absolutely magnificent. You're going to love it. And I want you to play. Now, it is a paid quiz because the money goes to the food bank, but it's well worth having a go. And I want you to have a go. It'd be good to have a go. So it would. Anyway, did you all get your votes in? You did. I'm sure you did. Let's see what you went for. Ah, come on. 91%. 31 of you said Brian Kerr. One said Johnny Childs. Johnny Childs. You won't believe this. I met the man down in our club a few years ago. Fabulous guy. Real gentleman. He was born, would you believe, in a little square just behind Ormond Quay. On the River Liffey. He was just those houses in a square behind Ormond Quay is where he was born. That's where he's from. Stephen Kenny is from Tala. Owen Hand is from Drumcondra, and Brian Kerr is of course from Crumlin. So well done for getting that. Will we see if you're right? I'll show you the leaderboard after 5 questions. We'll see how you're getting on. Here's question number 3 coming up. I want to know how many carats are in pure gold. Is it 9, 18, 20 or 24? You're probably thinking that's easy. But you see, I have mixed kind of level of difficulty with these and a nice spread. So you get a bit of everything. You get a little bit of everything. It's like going to the a la carte in Cosmo when you used to be able to go to Cosmo. You get a bit of everything. You get a bit of everything. You just get a big plate and you go around and get a bit of everything. I don't have a bit of that. A bit of this. Everything else. Let's have a quick answer. Oh, 85% said 24 karat gold would be pure gold. 2 of you thought 20, 2 of you thought 18, and 1 of you thought 9. And, well, it goes without saying that 85% of you, or 28 of you, are absolutely correct. Correct, Mondo. Now, if you're just joining us and you're thinking, I'm going to miss out tonight because I'm late, don't fret. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. All you have to do is essentially just play now. Get yourself logged in. You've plenty of time to catch up. There isn't much in it, I wouldn't think, at the moment. I haven't looked at the scoreboard as yet, but it shouldn't be much in it, really. It should be easy enough to do. We should get you all in there. Now I'm just going to... Oh, I have it there. There we are. Just scroll down. Scroll down and scroll up. Scroll up. I know where it is. I have it muted. Let's see if there's is there anything on the crowd chat there at the moment, Arlene? Yeah, Lisa Kennedy is always giving out. She was giving out earlier on too. Okay, Lisa, how's this? I can turn it down a little.
Yeah. And Martin Daly has joined us, and Greg Cleary.
And Greg Cleary as well. Nice to have you all on board. And Arlene's microphone is actually working, which is nice to see. I can just do it here. I'll have to do it on the main control panel. So it's good to have you anyway. Hallow has also joined us as well tonight too. 3 questions down. If you have just joined us and you want to get in on the game, crowd.live, put in the code. It's there on the bottom of the screen. You can see it, OY294. It'll take you a couple of minutes just to get your phone number in there, but it really is very quick, and all the instructions are in the live chat. So if you're stuck, look in there or look in the description. I have it down there for you as well. I've thought of everything tonight. Well, I think I have. Okay, where are we going? Question number 4. What was the name of the comic book series where Superman first appeared? 4 to choose from, by the way. I gave you 3 last week and you just beat the socks off me. My Elly tipple, and I actually bought ice this week just to have. So thrilling tales, action comics, sensation comics, or stories of adventure. Now none of them sound familiar. I mean, the Dandy, the Beano, Warlord, Beezer, they sound familiar. These don't. So this could catch me out. It certainly would be a guess, unless I could Google the answer, like Caroline said she could, and Catherine said she probably would have if she... Oh! You didn't need to Google. You said Action Comics, 82% of you. Sensation Comics got 3 votes. 2 of you went for Stories of Adventure. And Thrilling Tales, 1 of you thought that. But I would imagine, without any question, it is Action Comics. Action Comics. Superman first appeared in Action Comics, and that was way back in the 1940s, late 30s, early 40s. Action Comics came about, and you had Superman and Batman and Spider-Man and Captain America, because he was fighting in the Second World War. I mean, that's why, it was from that era. Action Comics, and they kept going. I think, as far as I know, they still are, and very, very collectible. If you have them, hold on to them. So here's an easy one. Get the clock started quickly. I want to know what popular game involves taking wooden blocks from a tower and placing them on top of the tower without the tower falling over. Now that is a really, really awkward way of asking the question, isn't it? Is it Jenga, Trouble, or Blocus? I wonder will anybody get this wrong, because I was 97% said Jenga, one of the best garden games ever. And then you can burn them. You can actually, when you get tired of playing the game, you can put them on a fire, and they keep you lovely and toasty for a good few hours. So that's pretty cool. Okay, 5 questions down. Let's see, did you get it right? You did get it right. Nobody, one person said sorry. Everybody else knew it was Jenga. Let's see how we're doing. Let's have a look at this leaderboard. Hallow's daughter is out in front. Andy Mahan. Andy is playing, I think, for the first time tonight. Welcome, Andy. Very nice to have you there. Who else have we got? We have got quite a few. I'm just looking at this here, Arnie. I know I'm probably a couple of seconds ahead of you. We've got Maverick. One of the best movies was Top Gun, wasn't it, Arnie? That was a great movie. Maverick and Iceman. Yeah. Goose. Poor Goose. Goose was goosed. Imagine, he never made the sequel. And it scrolls on down. On your phone, it'll tell you how many points you have. It'll also tell you how you're getting on. And you're all voting, which is great to see this week. You're all getting votes in, which is really cool. And I hope you're finding it good, because I love this particular game. I think it's really awesome. I really do. Crowd chat is there on Facebook and also on YouTube. The chat panel is to your right. You can chat to one another as well. You don't have to just chat to me. You can chat between yourselves if you wish, and you can even try and cheat or have some fun. Andy is in second. Hallow's daughter out in front. Not much in it. Only 5 points in it really, and then 6 points behind Andy is Maverick. And look, way down in last place is Aisling and Jen. And I've got to say happy birthday to Jennifer. Jennifer celebrated her birthday. She got very badly sunburned, and Aisling had to rub after sun all over her. It was, a real... That's the sign of a true friend. That somebody that will rub after sun on you after you've turned into a lobster. It really is. But happy birthday to Jen. Now, they're down in last place, but that could all change. They might not finish last. Well, they probably will, but they may not. They may not. Let's go for question 6 while I can still do it. Question number 6 is a typey question. Now, if you had coulrophobia, what would that be a fear of? A fear of what circus favourite? If you had a coulrophobia, you have to type your answer. So you get your little keypad will be there now for you, so you can type in your answer, and let's see what you say. If you said I'm coulrophobic, I can't go to work today because I'm coulrophobic. What would you be allergic to or afraid of? So now, coulrophobia. It's a fear of what famous or what particular circus favourite? Now let's have a look and see what you said. Clowns. 60% said clowns. Seals. Flipping coulrophobia is a fear of seals. Have you heard of that, Arlene, by the way? Have you hang on, I'll just switch you on here because I have to switch you on manually. Have you heard of coulrophobia?
Never.
Coulrophobia. Seals. Agoraphobia is a fear of agoraphobia.
What?
No.
Closed spaces?
That's claustrophobia.
Oh.
Agoraphobia is clear. It's a fear of crowds, is it not? Agoraphobia. Arophobia and tight space. No, it's a fear of clowns. Oddly enough, it is actually clowns is the correct answer. There it is. 60% of you got that right. If you're afraid of clowns, a lot of children are coulrophobic, or at least they are when they meet me. Some of you didn't think that was funny, and you probably thought it was true. Which of these novels is not written by Roddy Doyle? You ready? Here comes the clock. It's coming now. There it is. Which one of these novels is not by Roddy Doyle? Not by Roddy Doyle. Which one do you think? We're counting it down. Dubliners, Commitments, Snapper, A Star Called Henry. And Roddy Doyle wrote millions of novels. I was looking up his literary list of novels, and he seems to be prolific. He writes probably a book every couple of days. You know, it's a serious amount of novels. Dubliners, The Commitments, The Snapper, and A Star Called Henry. Now, most of you had never heard of A Star Called Henry, so that's why you chose it. Dubliners, 12 of you went for Dubliners. Commitments, nobody said that. Thank you. Probably his most famous one. And The Snapper would probably be the second one. The Snapper would be a very, very famous Roddy Doyle novel, I would think. Wouldn't it, Arlene? That would be a very famous one.
Very famous.
Very famous one. Yeah. What was it? £12, 8 ounces.
Are you alright there, Sharon?
Are you alright, Sharon? £12, 8 ounces.
No,
Small baby.
£7.
£7. £7. I don't know.
That's some baby, alright.
Well, it was either a small baby or a big turkey.
Yeah.
Was it? Or
no,
big
small turkey. Big
small
baby.
Oh, the things we do. Oh, dearie me. Okay, let's see how you voted. Let's see.
Snip.
Oh, stop. I hate that bit. Don't. Let's see. What was the right answer? Oh, hang on. Gotta press this one. Dubliners was the correct answer. Would you have got that, Arlene?
I would, yeah.
You would have, because it is a column.
James Joyce wrote Dubliners.
And it was also a novel by Colm Tobin. There you go.
Okay.
Colm Tobin.
I got that wrong then.
Yeah, you got it wrong. But you knew it was Dubliners. you knew it wasn't Roddy Doyle. You got it. You got that bit right. So yeah, it is. It is Dubliners is the correct answer. And where does that leave the leaderboard? Well, Andy Mahon is now out in front. He is. He's out there in front. So he's got himself a really impressive lead of 10 points over Sue John, who was playing last week and did extremely well and might hang on in there. Ash and Jen have moved up the leaderboard. Told you. And Maverick is still in third place. Not much in it. Look at that. A lot of you on 500 odd. So there's really not much in it. And it's 100 points per answer. So the faster you answer, the more points you win. It really is as simple as that. It is about answering as quickly as you can. It's question 7 we're on. We'll take a break at 15. We'll ask for your selfies at that point. And will you just send them to the messenger on the Eleanor Facebook. So Eleanor Facebook, and just on Messenger send them in. First 3 will give you dessert, from Claire's lovely dessert trolley for Sunday. Next question up, if you please. True or false? The smallest Irish Gaeltacht is in Paris, where 350 people speak Irish. And they formed an Irish-only group called An Gaeltacht sur Seine. Can you think is it true or false? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's false? Is John making that up, or is that absolutely true? Smallest Gaeltacht is in Paris. 350 Irish speakers have formed an Irish-only group called An Gaeltacht sur Seine. I mispronounced the River Seine. Sorry about that. I hope you didn't really. Let's see what you said. Oh, it's split. 54%. 19 of you think I'm telling the truth. 16 of you think I'm making it up. Let's see. Got another couple of messages coming in. Remember, the chat is there for all of you. If you want to use the chat, just go ahead and chat to each other. Or you can chat to me, or you can chat to Arlene. She's monitoring. Well, you want to find out how you did, don't you? You want to find out. Well, let's tell you. It's true. It's actually true. It's totally and utterly true. I'll tell you how you're getting on after 10 questions. We'll see if Andy is still out in front, if Maverick has closed the gap, or if Sue John is still in second. We'll find out. Here's 9. Question number 9. In what country are Lego building blocks invented? Vote quick now. The faster you see how quickly the points come down. The faster you vote, the more points you get. And it's amazing. Every time I do this, I learn something new. Every single time. It's such a cool thing. Do you like it? Are you having fun? You can let us know if you like it, if you think it's good crack. We're going to be doing virtual bingo. I'll tell you more about that next week. Because the first virtual bingo we do will be for the Dublin 15 food bank. Really looking forward to it. It should be absolutely brilliant. 80% said Denmark. No, it's down to 79. 79% said Denmark. 27 of you. 4 of you thought Sweden. You thought IKEA made Lego. 1 of you thought Holland. And 2 of you thought they were German. Now Duplo, I think, is manufactured in Germany. Somewhere near Bonn. Isn't that right? Duplo bricks. So that could have thrown you. It didn't throw that many of you, though, in fairness, because it is Denmark. They are Danish Lego blocks made in Denmark. We actually had that on the Connect 4 quiz some time back. We did it, and we had various different inventors who invented Lego blocks. But it was a Danish inventor who came up with Lego blocks. One more, then I'll show you the leaderboard. Here's question number 10 coming up. In the adventure novel Treasure Island, what's the name of Long John Silver's parrot? Is it Captain Skint, Captain Pink, Captain Flint, or Captain Joe? Captain Joe, Captain Skint, Captain Pink, or Captain Flint? That's not a very good impression, in fairness, of Long John Silver. What is my mouse doing? Oh, there it is. There, look at that. It's just coming down. Yeah, Arlene does a much better Long John Silver impression. Captain Flint, Captain Joe, Captain Skint. No? Do you not? No.
You are.
You are. Me hearties. Let's see what you said. We're going to the board. Again, 74%. 26 of you said Captain Flint. 8 of you thought it was Captain Joe. I think Captain Joe's a great name. I think it's a much better name, quite frankly. Captain Pink, nobody thought that, which is a bit disappointing because there was a Captain Pink at one time, and Captain Skint is everybody, and so that was 1 said Captain Skint. Captain Sensible. I should have said Captain Sensible, shouldn't I? I should have gone with Captain Sensible, but I didn't. Let's see how you said that. Were you right? Yes, you were right. And that is the 10th question, which means I can reveal the leaderboard and we can see how we're doing tonight. Let's have a quick look. We have Maverick has taken the lead. Maverick is out in front, 822 points. Andy, you're still very, very close behind, 753 points. There's not much in it, really. That's less than a question. It's only 70 odd points. And Delilah, you're 100 points behind, which is really just one question, if you think about it. Get one right, and Maverick gets one wrong, You're back in it. 729. You know where you are because it tells you on your phone. It'll tell you how many points you have, and it'll tell you what place you're in. And don't worry about winning. Winning is important. I won't lie to you, but it's nice to win. But it's actually nice to have the crack, and it's also nice to take part in the chat as well. Beside you on YouTube, on the chat, or if you want to leave a comment on the Facebook page, you can as well. Because we're looking at all of that tonight. Just watching. We're keeping an eye. So, let's crack on. 5 to go, then we take a break. Here is question number 11. Where in Dublin did Pope Francis live for 3 months in January 1980 when he was learning English? Was it Trinity College? Was it the Jesuit Centre in Milltown? Was it Clonliffe College? Or was it the Redemptorist Mater della Sal? Don't know if I pronounced that right. Did I pronounce that right, Aaron? I think I did. Redemptorist?
I think it looks wrong the way it's spelled, but I'm not sure.
No, it's spelled correctly.
Okay.
You can trust me. I double check everything.
Okay.
Redemptorist Mater della Sal, Clonliffe College, Jesuit Centre Milltown, or Trinity College Dublin. Let's see what you said. Well, it was the Jesuits, but I want to see what you said. 9 of you thought it was the Jesuits. 8 of you thought Trinity. 9 thought Clonliffe, and 8 of you thought the other one, Mater della Sal. They all exist, and that's the correct spelling of all of them, because I did check. So the Jesuit Centre in Milltown is where he went. He was Father George Bergoglio. Did I say that right, Arlene?
I don't know. I'm not
well,
Italian.
He was, and I have a photograph of him to prove it. And he was there in 1980.
Argentinian, actually.
He was Argentinian, but he speaks Spanish, does he not? It's Argentinian.
He does.
Yeah. Father George Bergoglio. He was there in 1980 in January, and he was only there for, they said 6 weeks, but I don't know if it was 6 weeks in Dublin or if he was in the seminary for 6 weeks. I'm not sure. Anyway, back in 1980. And there is a picture of him with his classmates when they graduated. So there you go. An interesting little fact, isn't it? Yeah, he was in Dublin. Question number 12. Now, there's a big picture in your way here. I'm sorry about that. I just, when I realised what I'd done, but it was a bit late. According to the mythical city, El Dorado is supposedly made from what? According to legend. So the mythical city of El Dorado is supposedly made from what? Is it bronze, silver, gold, or platinum? El Dorado. I think they make these new hunky dories or some kind of crisps, or we don't eat them anymore, so I'm not quite sure, but you can tell me they're like nachos, and they're called El Dorados. Just thought I'd tell you that. Completely pointless, but I just thought I'd mention it. You said gold, 26 of you. 5 thought platinum, and 3 thought bronze. What do I know about El Dorado other than it's a Colombian city of the legendary kings of the Muisca people, and apparently it was made from gold. It was a golden city, but it was mythology. It didn't exist. It was a myth, because if it was a golden city, it wouldn't last long, I don't think. Especially nowadays. Question number 13, too, and then we take a break. This is the cleanest, nicest police car I've ever been in my life. Is a quote from which movie? Is it Kindergarten Cop? Is it Let's Be Cops? Is it Beverly Hills Cop? Or is it RoboCop? Can't really do the impression, but I know it kind of goes. Well, I'll try. Do you know the impression, Arlene? Of that actual. The way it was said.
No, I actually don't.
Well, he was arrested, right? I think they threw him through a window and they put him in the back of a police car. And he said, "This is the nicest, cleanest police car I've been in my life."
I know what film it is now. When
you know what film it is? It was Axel Murphy.
Yes,
and it was Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop 2, 1, I think it was. Kindergarten Cop, 4 of you said that. Arnold Schwarzenegger. E-I-E-I-O. I'll always remember that. It put me off farms for a long time. Let's Be Cops, 3 of you said that. I've never seen it. I don't even know much about it. RoboCop, it couldn't have been, for obvious reasons. But 24 of you would be absolutely correct. 2 more, we take a break. We see what the leaderboard is doing after these 2. Here's question number 14. In Friends, and I'm kind of covering part of it. In Friends, Maggie Wheeler played which character? Did she play Janice? Did she play Emily? Did she play Carol? Or did she play Julie? And I think 2 of them, or would it be 3, were with
Chandler?
with Ross. No, 3 of them would have been with Ross and 1 was with Chandler. Would I be right? Was Emily with Ross or Chandler?
Ross.
She was with Ross. Carol was married to Ross. And
I Take You.
I Take You, Rachel. And
Yes.
and then Julie was with Ross. Ross got around. So Maggie Wheeler played Janice. She played Janice. She did, and well done. 23 of you said that. Emily got 6. Carol got 2. And Julie scored 1. 1 more to the break. And then we'll find out how we're doing, because I'm sure it's getting really close to the top. Andy, Maverick, Sue John, you are very, very close together. Let's see if you're still as close when we do this one. How many digits are on a credit card number? And while you're looking at your credit card trying to figure out, it's the big long number. Is it 12? Is there 12 numbers? Is there 14 numbers? Is there 16 numbers on a credit card? Or is there 18 numbers? You know when they say, can I get your credit card details? And you go, yes, I will. And I call Arlene. Usually I say, Arlene, can you get the credit card? Because she won't give it to me. And then you go and you read out all the numbers in groups of 4. And you stop. You know why you do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you stop. And they go, yeah. And then you do the next 4. And so on until you've done them all. Now, what did you say? 16. 97% of you said 16. One of you thought 12, and that was it. You all went for 16. And you are all right, because it's groups of 4. 4 fours. See, it's probably an easier one than you thought. It's a bit easier than you thought. Okay, let's have a look
all
at.
Have your credit card numbers, please?
and just turn it off. Get a little CRV on the back and the expiry date. And oh, look, very little change at the top. 1,200 points is Maverick. 13 out of 30 questions correctly. Only got 2 wrong. 1,200 points, and 1,200 points means you were really quick. You are really quick. Andy, you got 12 out of 30 so far, and you have got 1,131. And Sue John, back on the top of the leaderboard again, doing extremely well. 12 out of a possible 30 questions, which we will have correct, and 1,092 points. And everybody else, you know where you are. Hallow's Daughter has moved right down, but don't worry, that obviously means you just need to get a little bit quicker on the keypad, and you can do it. I know it's difficult, especially when you're on a phone, and we were talking about this, weren't we, last week, because people were saying, I don't have a phone and a laptop, or I don't have a phone and a smart TV. Remember they were saying this, Arlene? Mm-hmm. And some people were saying, and I don't have an iPhone or an Android, I don't have a smartphone. I have a Doro. I have a Doro with the big numbers, you see? And we said, and they all have the same ringtone.
Yeah.
They all same ringtone. So, anyway, it's always amazing. So we got dessert during the break, which I'm going to be giving you. Here it is, here, you'll see. So it's Claire's homemade desserts, apple pie, chocolate and walnut brownie, and Toblerone cheesecake. Sounds good. So let's go to the break. I need your selfies. All you got to do is take a selfie of yourselves where you're sitting now. Just use somebody else's phone, not the one you're playing with, and send that photograph, please, to the Messenger page or the Messenger on the Eleonora Facebook page. Will you do that for me straight away? The first 3 of you in get dessert on as a little treat just on Sunday for the crack, and we will make a little gallery. And I have last week's selfies coming up for you in the break, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to annoy you once again. So in the break, I've got a great little song actually to play for you. These are brothers Bob and Clint Moffat, from Canada. You might have seen this. They've got over 1 million views for this. They're Canadian brothers, call themselves MTL, Music Travel Love. And they filmed this beside Lake Powell. You'll see Lake Powell. Now, Lake Powell isn't actually a lake. It's a reservoir. It's a man-made lake. And it's situated off the Colorado River in between Utah and Arizona. And I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. You see what you think yourselves. We'll see you back here in 5. Send in your selfies.
1, 2, 3, 4. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, just as long as you stand by me.
Isn't that just dreamy, as some people would say? Bob and Clint Moffat from Canada. And doing the rounds at the moment. Music Travel Love is their site, and that's where you'll find them. And they have a load of different cover versions of songs that they perform in beautiful places. They're big into this kind of drone footage and stuff, which they do themselves. They actually set up the drone. There's only the two of them, and they do all the camera work and everything themselves. They do a great job on that too. Thanks for sending in the selfies. If you've done so, Ernie will be keeping an eye on that for me over Beyond. First 3 of you to do that will be getting yourselves some dessert. I just have to go like this. I love this. I have all these little buttons now, which I can press and get things up. So desserts, apple pie, chocolate walnut brownie, Toblerone cheesecake. I presume it's the same this week. I presume it is. But either way, it's dessert anyway. Lots of you getting in on the quiz, and thanks for doing so. We're going to try and keep this going if we can. It's always good to keep the crack going and keep ourselves kind of connected, because that's the important thing. You were asking about bingo. Now, my good friends in the Dublin 15 Food Bank are doing a virtual bingo in a week's time. We're doing a virtual bingo. And the virtual bingo is coming up, and we'll be telling you more about that for those of you who miss playing bingo. And it's really good because there is a delay when you try and do anything. I mean, YouTube is about 8 seconds. Facebook Live is about 12 seconds of a delay. So it is practically impossible to do live bingo calling. It really is. But this works very like Tele Bingo, where each of your tickets are barcoded, every single one, and they're all fed into the computer, and the computer actually tells you when somebody has a line, and that you know who it is, and you can say hello to them, and it's just brilliant. It really is. It's just fantastic. So it means we can do bingo again. So yeah, we'll be doing bingo in the not too distant future. I actually set this up this week very methodically, but what I did was I put my microphone on the fold back, this here, the monitor, and it means I get myself with an echo. So it's very disconcerting, but I had it for the background music to actually monitor things. Oh well, I'll know for next week. Okay, so we're all back. If you got your selfies in, thanks for that. We'll get 3 of you, whoever are the first 3, and we'll give you dessert for Sunday. We've got Carvery Lunch up for grabs in the Elly this coming Sunday for top, and that at the moment is Maverick. Second and third will get a bottle of wine each, and so far at halfway it's Andy and Sue John. There we are. But there's plenty of time to catch up. 15 questions to go, and we've got our next 15 coming in. Are you ready to carry on? Are you ready? Are you ready to go? Phones at the ready. If they've gone off, just get back into that crowd.live and the code. It'll bring you in straight away. Hopefully you don't have to put your phone number in again. That's why I did ask you to disable lock screen, because I'm not sure if it does that, if it asks you for the phone again. Because unfortunately, all the phone numbers are deleted when I close off the game. So I have to go through this to find the numbers that are relevant, so I can send them to Darren and he can notify you that you won your prize. And after that, once I reset the game, once I close it down, all of your details are erased except for the nicknames. We can keep them, we can't keep anything else, so that's why you have to go in again. Sorry about that. That's just the way it is. It's data protection. We just can't do anything about that. Okay, question number 16. Here we go. In what sport would you use a trudgeon? A trudgeon, says you. I've never heard of it. No, and that's why I asked the question. Is it curling? Is it swimming? Is it water polo? Or is it lawn bowling? What do you think it is? Which one of those? A trudgeon. A trudgeon. That's a note there for tomorrow that I will need. So a trudgeon. What is a trudgeon? I'll tell you in a second, because I'm sure you'll be dying to know. What did you say? You said curling. Most of you said curling. 1 said swimming. 4 thought maybe it might be water polo. And 7 thought lawn bowling. Well, a trudgeon. Okay, let me tell you what a trudgeon is. A trudgeon is named after a man by the name of John Trudgeon. And John Trudgeon was an Olympic swimmer. And he came up with a swimming stroke, which is based on the side stroke. It evolved out of the side stroke in swimming to propel you through the water much faster. And that's why certain people who use the trudgeon stroke did better in races and championships than others. It was named after John Trudgeon, and it is found in swimming. So let's see who got it right. One of you got it right. It's strange, the stuff you learn, but you see, it's good to learn. It's good to learn stuff, even if it is. Sorry, hang on, Arlene. Wait a sec till I just switch you on there, pet. Sorry about that. Now go ahead.
I think a lot of people thought it was curling. They thought it was that thing, like the sweeping brush that you put.
Yeah, that you kind of
pushing along on the ice.
You're kind of brushing, Matt. Yeah, and there's also a handle on the curling thing that does that come away, or do you just let it go? I think you just let it go, isn't it? And the handle has a name. Probably read the instructions, or of course I love you. It's something of that nature. I'm not sure what. Let's go into question number 17. Terry Jean Boulette was better known as which WWF wrestler? I'm going to give you 4 to choose from. Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, or Steve Austin. Terry Jean Boulette. Boulette. I did say that right, didn't I? Boulette or Bolet? Boulette. I'm sure it's Boulette. Better known as which WWF wrestler? Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Steve Austin. Just going to bring it up a wee touch. Just a little touch. Because I can't actually hear it at all now. There we go. Okay. So let's see what you said. And you probably all went for the right answer. You mostly did. 80% of you, 28 of you went for Hulk Hogan, who was a good guy in the 80s. He was more yellow, was a good guy. And then he became a bad guy. He switched. He became a bad guy because he didn't like being a good guy all the time, and he became a bad guy. Now, I think there was a kind of something to do with these action toys that they had, these little dolls that weren't selling. And when they changed, they thought maybe they could sell them as a baddie. Randy Savage got 4. Randy Savage. Ric Flair 2. Ric Flair. And Steve Austin, who was also the $6 Million Man, for those of us old enough to remember, got 1. But it was, of course, Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster himself. Terry Jean Bolette was Hulk Hogan. And, there we are. Like, Big Daddy's real name is Marion. It's just kind of one of those things. 80% of you said that. We'll check the leaderboard at 20 questions, just to have a quick look and see. Question number 18. In 2019, the horror film Pet Sematary it's based on a book by which author? Is it Mary Shelley? Is it R.L. Stein? Is it Stephen King? Or is it Bram Stoker? Bram Stoker gave us Dracula. Mary Shelley. Frankenstein. R.L. Stein, I think, was ringing up the yellow pages to try and find his book. And Stephen King. 2019 horror film Pet Sematary, based on what novel? By what book? By what author? You're nearly all saying it was Stephen King. 28 of you. You're very good at this game. 28 of you, again, would be right. I'll do another 2 and then we'll find out who's out in front, because we did have a low score on one of them. So we'll see if we can improve on the leaderboard. Question 19. Who was the original drummer in the Beatles? Ringo Starr, Keith Moon, Pete Best, John Bonham. What you thinking, eh? What you thinking? Are you thinking anything other than the obvious one? Or do you think it's... I'll let it count down, then I'll ask. Do they have time to Google, Arlene, do you think?
Well, if they do, they're going to get less points.
Well, do they have time to do it? I mean, you see, I'm kind of perplexed. Either you're really clever, or you're cheating. And I didn't think you could cheat on this. I didn't think you could, but the delay might tell me wrong. You said Pete Best. No, I think that was actually an answer that you probably could have got. Ringo Starr, Keith Moon, Rolling Stones, John Bonham was... Well, he's famous for Stairway to Heaven. And his son is actually now playing with Robert Plant. Isn't that right? I think it is. Led Zeppelin? I think so. Anyway, you said Pete Best. Let's have a look and see. Was it Pete Best? It was Pete Best. And there was a little documentary about Pete Best in Christmas. Just gone. He was pretty... He's still very sore about it. He's not a happy chappy. Sure he's not, Arlene?
No, I saw him interviewed on a programme there recently, and he's still kind of a bit annoyed about it.
A bit annoyed. After 50 years, he's not at all happy. Not at all a happy chappy.
I think it was the way they just did it. They got the manager to do it, and they didn't even say anything themselves. And
then when they brought out the latest album, they cut him out of the photograph. They actually sliced the photograph, so he wasn't in it. Yeah. And they made up the album cover minus him, which was a bit mean. Let's do one more. Question 20 on the way. Here it is. If you were to order a Monte Cristo sandwich, what is it traditionally topped with? Is it pesto and olive oil? Is it potato crisps? Is it cheddar cheese? Or is it powdered sugar? A Monte Cristo sandwich. So he went into the Eleanor. He said to Claire, I'd love a Monte Cristo sandwich with potato crisps, or maybe pesto and olive oil, or cheddar cheese, or powdered sugar. Which do you think she'd put on your Monte Cristo sandwich? Let's see what you said. Well, you said pesto and olive oil and cheddar cheese were the two popular ones. So you thought it was either Italian Monte Cristo, the Count of Monte Cristo, or cheddar cheese, because you thought you might toast it. You toast everything. Potato crisps, I think potato goes with everything, doesn't it? Potato goes with every kind of sandwich. You order a sandwich anywhere. Well, you used to be able to order a sandwich everywhere, and you get crisps on the side. Whether you asked for them or not, you still got crisps. The answer will surprise you. It is actually powdered sugar, because Monte Cristo is a sweet. It's a dessert sandwich, and they put powdered sugar on top, and they grill it, and it's toasty and lovely, yummy. There you go. Now that would be nice with ice cream. Well, anything is nice with ice cream. So only 4 of you managed to say powdered sugar. The rest of you were wrong, so you didn't get any points. Let's see how that has made a difference to the leaderboard. Let's find out. Maverick still out in front. It really hasn't changed things dramatically. 1,480 points. Sue John in second with 1,374, and Andy Mahon still out there with 1,325. But you're still doing okay. I mean, even if you go down to 30th place, you still have a chance. Like the Mannies are only marginally behind, 1,297 points. They came out with lovely selfies last week, I think, actually. Was that you, Lynn? Was that you? Were you the Mannies? Certainly dessert. I hope you got dessert, because I did ask for those selfies. They were great selfies that you got. And I love your big TV. Wow! It's amazing. Delilah doing well as well. 1,265. So 10 questions to go. Will Maverick do it? Will they hold the lead? We'll find out soon, because it's going to get dark in about half an hour. We want to go for our walk. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. You want to play a quiz, and John wants to go for his walk. The saxophone belongs to which family of musical instruments? Clock starts now. Starts counting down. Is it brass, woodwind, percussion, or string? I'm going to put this in. So it is great when I can monitor, because when I can monitor myself and hear what's going on in my little head, it's great, because I can see if it's too loud or too not. I don't have to look at the levels going up and down here in front of me. So the saxophone belongs to which family of musical instruments? Let's find out and see what you said. 69% of you said brass. Woodwind came in at 23%. 8 of you. 3 of you thought it was a percussion instrument, and nobody thought it was string, which is fine, because it doesn't have any. So let's see who was right. It's a woodwind. I know. I would have said brass. A saxophone. How is it a woodwind instrument? How is that even possible? Well, if you think about it,
A reed?
It has a reed. Yeah, a flautist plays a flute, which is not made out of wood. It's usually made out of metal, like a zinc alloy or copper alloy, and that is also a woodwind instrument. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. That would have stumped me. Now I would have said immediately brass. That's what I would have said. I would have said, oh, brass. Oh, it has to be brass. Here's question 22. Lime juice, cranberry juice, Cointreau and vodka citron are the ingredients in what popular 90s cocktail? Still made at the Elly, and Jimmy O'Brien used to make a gorgeous one of these, but it's not on the list. Is it a French 75? Is it a Sex on the Beach? Is it a Cosmopolitan? Or a Bahama Mama? Yeah, Arlene's chuckling away, because Jimmy used to do daiquiris, the ones with the, yeah, he used to do them, and he used to shake them, and then he'd do lovely ones. He used to do lovely. He was great. And cream and an umbrella, and that was only in the Guinness. It was amazing what he did. Miss him terribly. Poor old Jimmy. So what did you say? You said it was a Cosmopolitan, because you lot will be right. You'd know all about this. 21 of you said Cosmopolitan, and Sex on the Beach said 7 of you. Interesting. It is Cosmopolitan. It's very cosmopolitan. 22 of you. Or I should say 21 got question 22. Right. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. 62%. I'm not going to look at the leaderboard until we get to question 25, and then we will see. And then we'll take another quick glance at around question 27, and then we won't check until we finish, because that would just be silly. Here's question 23. What did Dublin pharmacist Thomas Smith invent in 1931? Was it Helixia cough syrup? Was it a chapstick? Was it Lemsip? Or was it Sudocrem? Arlene's nodding her head. Helixia cough syrup, chapstick, Lemsip, Sudocrem. Thomas Smith. He was a pharmacist, and in 1931, on Thomas Street in Dublin, incidentally, is where it was, because I checked, he made this thing that they still make in Dublin. It's made in Baldoyle now. Click the button and see. Sudocrem, half of you thought it was that, 17%. Helixia cough syrup, or Benlin, as it's called now, 10 said that. Chapstick, 3 of you thought. Lemsip, 4. Maybe Beecham's. Well, initially it was called Smith's Cream. Then it was called Soothing Cream. And then it was kind of revamped in the 50s to Sudocrem. And it was rebranded Sudocrem then after that. For some reason, some American company had it. Yeah, anyway. 50% of you, 17, says Sudocrem. And you're absolutely right. Thomas Smith, in Thomas Street. The street wasn't named after him. In 1931, he invented Sudocrem. Who knew? It was for nappy rash, apparently. But people use it on everything. They use it on acne. They put it on everything. You know, sunburn. Jen could have used it. I think she did. You put it on, you put it on anything. A rash. You get stung on nettles. Remember years ago? You'd fall in the car park. Do you remember that day I fell in the car park, and Arlene got you got the wire wool and brushed the little bits of stones out of my knee for me. Very caring person. There she was. You'd be all right. Put a plaster on it so it'll stop bleeding in a couple of days. Oh, so caring. Honestly, really caring person. She's just lovely. Question 24. McDonald's back open again on May 1977, though. 1977, May of the year. The first McDonald's opened in Dublin on Grafton Street. How much was a hamburger at that time? Was it 22 pence? Was it 24 pence? Was it 26 pence? Was it 28 pence? And I didn't press the damn button, but you can vote now. You get 100 points. Look. 22p. 24 pence. 26 or 28 pence. Have any of you queued for McDonald's, by the way? I hope you haven't, because I mean, I don't know. I just, what's the point? Really? Yeah. That's question 24. What did you say? What did you say? Well, you're kind of split on this too. You thought 22 pence, 1977. 22 pence. 10 of you thought 24 pence. Seemed right. 6 of you thought 26 pence. And 5 of you thought 28 pence. Well, if I tell you that a small French fries in 1977 was 19p. 19 pence for small French fries. And they only did 2 sizes. They had small and not so small. That's it. They just did the 2. And you could get a quarter pounder with cheese, a Big Mac, a cheeseburger or a hamburger or a fillet of fish. They were the ones they had. They didn't do anything else. And you used to be able to get root beer. And milkshakes were big, because we didn't get milkshakes anywhere else over here at that time. And I don't think Eddie Rockets were around in 1977. So what? Sorry, what did you say? You were split. Well, what was the answer? Oh, it was quite high. 28 pence. 28p is what it cost to buy a hamburger back in 1977. And I think they tasted different. I mean, I remember getting one for the very first time in Grafton Street and thinking, wow, this is amazing. Because we were used to carpet burgers. You remember the ones you used to get in the takeaway, and they were like Granby burgers in a big bread bun? Do you remember that? And they'd ask you if you wanted ketchup on it. And you go, do you want sauce? And you go, and onions, and the onions would be fried. Do you remember that? Really greasy onions. So, yeah, anyway. You see, yeah. Okay. This is today, by the way. She's 45. Happy birthday to her. Her father is John Voigt. Her mother is Marceline Bertrand. I need to know who she is. Is she Charlize Theron, Angelina Jolie, Natalie Portman, or Margot Robbie, who celebrates her 45th birthday? Now, you should be able to do this by the power of deduction. Really should help you with this. Really, 45 years of age today. Who is it? Born in 1975. Let me have a quick look as the timer goes down. I'm sure you're going to get this. Yeah, Angelina out in front. 26 of you have said that. 6 thought it was Charlize. 2 went for Natalie and 1 went for Margot. Well, Margot's the youngest. I don't even think Margot is 30, is she, Arlene? She's very young. Natalie Portman is also quite young. She's still in her 30s. Charlize, definitely in her 30s. And Angelina is 45 today. So it had to be Angelina Jolie. And well done on that. Let's see how the leaderboard is doing. Maverick still out in front. My goodness. And that is a really impressive lead, Maverick. 18 of 25 correct answers, really. 18 out of 25 and 5 to go. 1,669 points. Also with 18 correct answers is Sue John, and Andy has 17 correct answers. But when you look down the board, you can also see that Petal in 5th place also answered 17 questions correct. You know, there's very little in it. It's just how fast you are on the keyboard. And then it scrolls all the way down, like even halfway down the field towards the end. 15 out of 25. You got 15 right answers, and the top answer is 18 out of 25. When you think about it, there's very little in it. It's all down to how fast you are. 5 left. Let's see who's going to get the Carvery Lunch this week. Who's going to eat? Where is it? This here statue of James Joyce. Is it on Talbot Street, North Earl Street, Marlborough Street, or Henry Street? Vote now. Vote now. Vote often. Get your votes in there, please, if you can. And we'll see how you do on this. Do I need that? I don't think I do, actually. Just a couple of seconds left to get your answers in. Alright, okay. Answers are all in. Have you all voted? Let's have a look. You did. You did. 41% for Talbot Street. 50% for North Earl Street. It is so close, isn't it? And it's so close because you know what? It really is close, that. Marlborough Street, nobody said that. Henry Street, the other side of O'Connell Street, 3 of you thought. Well, it is James Joyce, and he's been there since 1990, would you believe? That statue is there since 1990, and I wouldn't have thought that. It was commissioned back then, and it was the sculptor's name was Marjorie Fitzgibbon, who made that statue of James Joyce to celebrate at that time. 1941 was his death. 1882 is when he was born, and they commissioned that there little statue in 1990 to go up in 1990/91 for the anniversary. That's when it was 50 years. So, who was right? Who was right? Sorry, better tell you. North Earl Street. North Earl Street. Yeah, Talbot Street, just a little further back. North Earl Street is where it is. That's where you'll find it, right at the top. Cafe Colmore, right beside it. Just facing the spire. So well done if you got that. Let me just check the leaderboard, because no, I'm going to do another one. 27, maybe 28, and then we'll check the leaderboard on 30. So we go up to 28 and we'll check the leaderboard, see where you are. Or will we? What do you think? Will I check the leaderboard? Will we? What do you think? Do you want to check the leaderboard? Tell me in the comments. In the chat. Go into the chat. Say yes, check the leaderboard, or no, leave till we get to 30. Come on, I'm waiting for you. You tell me. Which do you think it is? Which is going to be? Will you have to wait for the lag, Arlene? Because it takes a couple of seconds. I'll have a drink while I'm waiting. I'll have a little drink. No. Okay. I'll go to.
No.
Okay.
I think
So-
there's a resounding no there.
It's a resounding no. Don't check the leaderboard. Okay, wait till 30. All right. Who's saying no? Who's saying no so far?
Greg,
Greg is saying no.
Hello.
Hello saying no. Anne always
Lisa.
says no. Anne says no to everything.
and Lisa.
And Lisa says no. Okay. No, it is. We'll wait till 30. It's up to you. You see, this is the only way I can get response from you, is in the chat. Otherwise, I don't know what you're thinking. Here is question 27. The members of which girl group included Tony T-Boz, Watkins, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and Shilly Thomas? Was it TLC? Was it Cleopatra? Was it Destiny's Child? Was it the Pussycat Dolls? So T-Boz, Left Eye Lopez, who is no longer with us, and Shilly Thomas. were a member of which girl band? TLC, Cleopatra, Destiny's Child, Pussycat Dolls. Which do you think? Gonna have a look. Let's have a look and see how you voted. You all went for TLC, and I think you'd be right. They had massive hits back in the early 90s, 1992, 93, up to about 1996, and they made absolutely zip. No money whatsoever. They were completely and utterly skint when this was over. Chile was reunited with her dad because her dad thought she was famous and therefore had money, but she had nothing. She was absolutely penniless because they never wrote the songs. They didn't own the lyrics or the rights or anything else, and sadly they made no money. And it was TLC. You would be absolutely right to say that. And 82% of you, well done. One of you went for Cleopatra. Cleopatra coming at you. Destiny's Child got 2. Of course, loads of incarnations back in the 90s, but they settled on the 3 that we know. Kelly Rowland, and of course Beyonce and Michelle. And then Pussycat Dolls got 3 who are back in action. But it's hard to know if they'll actually even perform live again, because there's been a bit of a wrangling going on since then with Nicole. Okay, question 28. Whitney Houston's mega hit I Will Always Love You was written by which country artist? Was it Tammy Wynette? Was it Loretta Lynn? Was it Emmylou Harris? Or was it Dolly Parton? 1973. Produced by Bob Ferguson, who was a huge record producer back in the 70s. And that song still makes $1 million a year in royalty payments for this lady. Write the songs, that's how you make the big bucks, especially when they're used in movies like The Bodyguard. You're going to make serious bucks. What did you say? Yeah, 85% of you went for Dolly Parton. Nobody said Emmylou, nobody said Loretta, and 5 of you stand by my man, stand by your man, Tammy Wynette. It is, of course, Dolly Parton, and as I say, she makes $1 million a year in royalties from I Will Always Love You, because it's still played round the clock, round the world, all the time. 28 questions down. We'll find out in 2 questions time who has won this week against bragging rights for the week. Question 29. Henry Winkler. Nice easy one, bit like the Titanic question last week. Nice easy one to throw to you. Henry Winkler, best known for his role in the series Happy Days. Faster you play, the more points you get. Chachi, Potsy, Richie, Fonzie. It's all down to speed. It's all down to speed. Quicker you are, the more points you get. I think you'd be right on this one. Would you say they'd be right on this one, Ernie? If they're not right on this one, I'll be pissed. Ernie, you're always so... I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but a few years ago we were out and I fell in a car park. Oh, my knee was in bits. There was bits of glass and masonry, screws, nail. Oh, you name it was in my knee. Well, Florence Nightingale here with, you know, those green pads that they use for cleaning the bottom of pots. You know those green. Come here. Couldn't walk for weeks. You all said Fonzie. There's a surprise. 30 of you. 88% said Fonzie. One went for Chachi. Which one was Chachi, Arnie?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks, Arnie.
I've never watched it.
Did you know? Potsy was the guy on the left.
Too young.
Chachi was up there beside Bosley. Bosley in the middle. There's Bosley from Charlie's Angels. He was in Happy Days as well. And Richie, who of course is now a very famous Richie Cunningham, but he's actually a very famous director now, sir. Over there on the right. It was of course Fonzie. It was Fonzie. He was typecast as Fonzie. He actually regretted taking the role because thereafter, any role he was offered, including, you know, ones like Coach and all the rest of it, people would look and go, "That's Fonzie," and he just regretted it. He was typecast forevermore. Last question. Here we are, and we'll find out who has won. Who is the host of Tipping Point? Vote now. 100 points to play for. Quick, be quick. Stephen Mulhern, Vernon Kay, Ben Shepherd, Bradley Walsh. Who is the host of the game show Tipping Point? Based on a game that used to have in Bray, you'd put pennies in. Pennies or tuppences. Do you remember the game? And you'd put them in and lose your pocket money. Yeah. It's a good game. We used to play it. It was great. Ah, yeah. My granny used to leave us there. She'd be off playing bingo. And she'd just drop us off with about, you know...
It's a car park now.
It's a car park now. She'd collect us at 6 o'clock. We'd have no money since 2, but it didn't really matter. Those are the days. Ben Shepherd, you obviously watch it. 28 of you said that. Vernon Kay got 1. He does Family Fortunes, isn't it? Stephen Mulhern got 1. What does he do? Stephen Mulhern? He does something. Oh.
It's the one. Say what you see.
Say what you see. Say what you see. Say what you see. What is it? What is it? What is it? Yeah. Give us a clue. Give us a clue. And Bradley Walsh, The Chase. Probably the most popular TV show there is. So, that's it. We've done. We can do no more. Who got it right? You all did. All 28 of you did. You ready for the leaderboard? You ready? Here's the standings. Maverick out in front has won 2,111 points. If you got that in your leaving cert, I'll tell you. Andy Mahan roared into second place. 2089. He'll be pedantic and saying, hey, where's the rest of my points? With 2031, Sue John came in third place. So Maverick, you get yourself lunch for 2, Carvery Lunch for 2 from the Eleanor this coming Sunday. It is call and collect. You know how it works, call and collect. So, you know, if it's a big order like last week, try and get your orders in nice and early. Give the guys a heads up. Dessert, we'll find out who sent us in some selfies, and we will be giving you 3 desserts. You'll be notified on the Facebook, and thanks for taking part. And then a bottle of wine to Andy and Sue John to go with their wine list collection. So there we are. For myself and Arlene, you guys have been great. Thanks a million. We're going to go out for a walk. Are we going walking, Artikins? Maybe. Nah, you're so enthusiastic. Is it because I told him about my knee?
Careful you don't fall on her.
Might see you next week. I don't know.
We'll have a packet of Brillo pads I'll bring with me.
I'm saying nothing. Yeah, we might see you next week for the quiz. We certainly will see you for Thursday for the quiz, and then I'll let you know more about the bingo because it is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to doing this as well. And it's the first one we do will be for the food bank in Dublin 15, which looks after people in Walkinstown, Drimna, and where else? Crumlin. Yeah. So the D15 food bank and Mark and the guys do some fantastic work. Okay, we'll leave you with this. I will see you next Thursday. Thanks for playing, and we'll wrap it out with a little bit of Dublin, just with a crack, and we'll see you back here next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Don't miss it.